All right, y'all. Welcome to Fellavision. We're back with another banger. This time we got a guest. Hotline TNT is here with us.
This new segment we're trying out, this new episode format, is the Fellavision Movie Club. And while in our entire podcast history, we've only seen movies that are out in theaters now, this is a way to dip in and check in on some old favorites.
The bangers.
Yeah, exactly. Like things that we love, things that our guests love and they want to talk about. And Chris, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber. What a fucking banger movie, dude. Oh my God.
Yo, I got a question.
Speaking of bangers, though, Cartwheel, baby.
Cartwheel. Also a banger.
Y'all fuck with that?
Love the record.
That's right.
Best record of the year last year, in my opinion, in terms of the rock. In the rock category, if I were giving out the grams, they would get a gram for Cartwheel, baby.
But don't get it twisted. We're talking about last year. This record came out 3 months ago, so it's recent. Check it out and catch them on tour. They're going on the road with Bib, Touch Girl, Apple Blossom, Symbiote.
Is Bib on that?
They're doing select dates.
Damn, shout out Brock. We love you, doggy.
That's right.
We fuck with you, doggy. Yeah. Anyway, Hotline TNT.
Loving her.
All right, let's cut to ourselves. Shout out. Bye.
Boom. Hotline TNT is here to chat with us about Dumb and Dumber, an iconic flick, Dumb and Dumber. Here they are, folks.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Switch the camera.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all?
What's up?
What's going on?
Yeah, just hanging.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome to this room that we will not be recording in moving forward because they just closed it.
We get to do the last one.
Season 2, we're moving on to the World Trade Center for season 2, and that starts.
Speaking of that documentary
soon.
we talked about earlier.
Well, it's funny. Halen told me it might be at the World Trade Center, which the reason I'm here is because I thought it was
you might be at the season opener next episode.
Yeah, we'll do it again. We'll run it back.
Trying to recreate that guy who went into the monument. Into the water.
Dude, y'all saw
That's
that
one of my favorite public injuries.
Speaking of public injury videos, there was recently a video of this guy. I don't know if he was naked, but I know he did not have his shirt on.
Didn't have many clothes on.
He went into the monument, which is like already like a 20-foot drop,
Super
I guess.
high, yeah.
And like crawled to the center. I've always wanted to look down into that middle thing, and I guess so did he. So then he like fell into it. Or I think he jumped into it.
What are your guys' favorite intrusive thoughts?
I really want to know what's going on inside of that memorial.
Definitely being up high and like being like, whoa.
Could I do it?
What would
Should
happen?
I do it?
What would happen if I... Never
What
mind.
would it feel like?
Would the game just restart?
Here we go.
Yeah, he's wearing so many clothes. I had this wrong in my head.
I
haven't seen this.
He's got like full jacket.
How did he get down there?
Look how he's like crawling.
Just making it down
funny.
to the first part is so insane.
Oh my god.
There goes the mystery.
Oh, it's dirty as shit in there.
Oh,
That is much.
not.
That's
I've been
tracks.
looking for him. What is it?
Yeah.
it looks pretty shallow.
I've been to the museum, though, 9/11 Museum, which is really fascinating.
I've never been.
I recommend it.
Damn.
I
I
gotta
hear
get
it's
down
kind of a
there.
day ruiner though. It's like
Not for me. I actually went there on a date once.
On a date.
Yeah.
interesting first date.
Well, I didn't say first date.
Sorry, interesting day.
Sorry, NBA comp reminds me of Danny Green had to do it one time. 9/11.
Exactly.
You know, speaking of the NBA, off rip, you got an NBA zine, eh?
True.
How long have you been doing that?
It started in the middle of the novel coronavirus pandemic, the deep summer of that
Okay.
that
hell
era.
yeah.
Yeah, so like 4 years now.
What's your favorite NBA controversy of this year? We got one. There's a pod favorite, which is
Okay.
the Anthony Edwards
Well,
send a video.
that was what was going to come to mind because I saw Brian left that comment on one of my posts recently, which I did not acknowledge. But I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but that's definitely at the top of my minds.
Hell yeah.
I think the Kelly Oubre,
Not getting hit by a car.
the
That
hit by
shit
a
is
car
okay.
controversy is up there for
yeah.
me.
Well, there was another car accident recently too that's been in NBA circles.
Oh yeah, that was awful. Did
he kill someone?
he did kill someone?
Okay,
I forget who it was.
but I think it was an accident though.
It was.
In this case,
He
But
didn't
yeah.
mean it.
It wasn't an intrusive thought.
No.
Yeah, but yeah,
So
hard to pick a favorite, but
Yeah. Anthony Edwards send a video, still number one.
We're not acknowledging that. Listen, we respect people's home teams here on Fellavision, unless it's the Sixers or the Eagles.
Oh yeah, that's your squad, eh?
me.
Anthony Edwards,
T-Wolves.
the
T-Wolves.
Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
Definitely.
right, fair. But yeah, y'all just got off tour with Wednesday, yeah?
Yep.
How was that? Hit me with some facts, some deets.
It was great. It
was a
was
blast,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Shows were cool.
Yeah, every show was like jam packed.
It looked like y'all were playing some pretty big spots.
Yeah.
That was the thing that I was running into going to the show. I was like, it's sold out, and then it's fucking crammed at Elsewhere. Or was it Brooklyn Steel?
Brooklyn
Steel.
Steel.
Brooklyn
Huge-ass
Steel.
room,
I just
too.
couldn't believe how many people they fit in there because I've been there when I was like sold out, and it was fucking sold out.
They oversold it, is what we heard. So
Yeah, it was not fun walking around.
Sick. You played the social, eh?
we did play the social.
All right, now let's
Social
go.
rocks.
That was
Shout out
that was
Ryan.
a fun one for me because it didn't dawn on me until we were sound checking and I looked down and I was like, I've seen a lot of videos of like fights here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
hell
What was
yeah.
the social? What was that?
That was
Orlando.
in Orlando.
That was
A lot of fight vids.
That was a good show.
There's
Got
a
it.
lot of signs on the wall saying like no surfing, no
Yeah.
moshing.
Yeah,
which
but it's
we-
got like the perfect like indented pit situation.
you can jump off the
kinda
back
similar to
rail is the thing. Like,
Was
that
that
was
It is
like
similar.
It was the World Trade Center. Like,
Yeah.
the World Trade
Followed
Center
it.
thing.
yeah.
Was that the show where you? I was like, you should tell the audience like not to like check out the rule. Don't listen to that.
Yeah,
mosh.
Yeah.
I
Like,
said,
show me what you
rules.
got.
Pit
Please
heavily.
don't.
Like,
follow
please
that
don't
rule.
listen to these rules, guys. Come
And
on.
they did. They followed
they
our
moshed.
rules.
They
But
moshed.
yeah, every show was super super fun. It's funny because like, you know, we played a sold out Brooklyn Steel, but then in like North Carolina we played like a tiny dive bar. So it was like the juxtaposition was
Yeah.
interesting, but still fun.
You played your home, eh?
Close to my home. We played
Close enough.
Oxford, Mississippi, which
Okay,
is
yeah, that's
about
close enough.
45 minutes away from where I grew up. So that was cool. It's
You
a
ever
family
been-
affair.
Did you go to that venue as like a youngster?
I did. Saw the Lemonheads there one time.
I was about to say, what's the hit?
Oh, wow. What
Saw
is
a
that
bunch of
play?
stuff there. Saw like Lucero, early Lucero sets there.
You strike me as a guy who would go to a Lucero gig. Not trying to roast or
Yeah.
anything,
It's my roots, baby.
but you
I was
fuck
like,
with
there's
that?
some
I love
darkness
Lucero,
behind
yeah.
those eyes.
Lucero's a
punks,
man for
man.
old souls. I feel.
Yeah.
That's a compliment.
I've always
Positive.
been an old soul for sure.
I saw Lucero at Harvest of Hope Fest,
Oh, I went
which
to
was
that.
like Bonnaroo for punks. It
Nice.
was not their set, but it was like the worst
Harvest
thing
of
I've-
Hope. I like that.
Harvest of Hope.
I saw Bad
pretty on
Brains
brand.
there, and it was like soul crushing for
Oh
me
my
because they were just having like a mental
I
breakdown.
have a very
and
funny
it was
story
just
about that. So
awful.
I volunteered for that, aka didn't show up to my shift so I could stay somewhere nicer. There was like the general area and then like the working area to sleep in. So I was like, I'll volunteer. Transition skate park in Tampa had a stage. So I was like, yeah, I'll work a shift so I could stay somewhere nicer. But it was right behind where they played, like it was right behind their stage. And HR was like walking around and he had a briefcase handcuffed to himself.
and a
heard, like,
bulletproof
full set-
vest. In a
Bulletproof
suit.
vest. And so I'm like watching him intently because it's HR. And he like at one point he puts right before they're about to play, he puts the briefcase down and like does the code and opens it. Empty, completely empty briefcase.
As far as you know.
I mean,
Yeah, I was
looked
just like,
at-
yeah,
looked
you
at
just
that.
can't see
Maybe
what's
there was
in
a
there.
false
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah, you could do a whole podcast series about crazy HR stories, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And
for
crazy
sure.
briefcase stories too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a briefcase story for another time.
Oh yeah,
Can't talk about it.
we
right
really
Can't rock
we
with
can't
this.
talk about
we got a
it.
briefcase story to
story
cover,
this-
Yeah,
cover
it's
in this episode later. I think. Well,
That's
right.
true, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking. All right, so yeah,
Good point.
You told me you guys watched this on tour recently.
We watched it on the Quicksand tour.
Yeah, we watched
Wait,
about
what movie are we talking about?
3/4 of
Dumb
it.
and Dumber.
I'm just there's a segue. People are listening here. You guys watched it. What is it?
Oh, the
Not the
Stephen
movie
King
It.
book
Watched.
turned into a film.
Yeah.
Y'all, are y'all watching a lot of movies on the road, or is this like a special event?
We try.
Not
Yeah.
as many as we
Want to.
should.
Yeah.
Exactly, we
Well,
do
What are you guys
try.
watching on though? Like, do you guys have like an old school like flip out like DVD player, like one of those?
That'd be
like,
so sick. Just in someone's lap, everyone's just
yeah,
like,
everyone's watching.
We were
the track.
talking like 90s, this is a good segue maybe, 90s minivan setups with like your dad putting a CRT in there.
Oh, you guys got CRT.
We
That's-
don't,
Oh,
but we should.
We don't.
That
But
would be
we
sick.
Yeah, maybe for the next tour.
Yeah.
That's an idea.
I saw Poison Ruin was watching the Super Bowl on the road yesterday in the
Oh,
van.
fuck.
that's so
sick.
sick.
that's pretty cool.
You got to find a way to rig the car play on these newfangled, like
just getting a car.
F-350s or whatever. It's just not
Yeah.
the same.
I want to be like Frankie Sharp from Sharp Records and have to turn around because I was like watching the cable access.
Hates
show.
to fly.
You know about Anam Cara.
Oh.
Speaking of like those TV setups,
Yeah.
the tour that I did with them where we drove off a cliff. Spoiler alert. We did build like a little entertainment center for the center in between the two seats, and it was so sick that it actually saved my life because it became like we didn't bolt it down or anything, and like when we hit the ground. The thing like flew forward and pinned me in between the door and the seat because I didn't have my
Jeez.
seatbelt on. So Shout out to entertainment centers and vans.
Yeah.
They're really lifesavers. You know?
I've also heard of people rigging, like having beliefs about seatbelts, like if it's actually safer to not wear a seatbelt because if you see a crash coming, you can quickly like hop into the back or something.
Yeah.
Just do like a backflip.
Yeah.
Just, like,
That's a
spin
skill
around.
issue at
Yeah.
a certain
Yeah.
point. You know
I
I
what
think if you're like well trained and you have good reflexes, that's maybe
You
a
could
good
probably
option.
hit it.
You know?
I will say when the accident happened, we went off like a little embankment thing in Nevada. The last thing I remember is the drummer of the band screaming, "Brace yourselves!" And I remember being like, "What a loser!" In my head.
You got the ick as you were about to fucking die, like fly out a window. You
Yeah.
guys got to be safe though. Seriously, to take your time, small shifts. You know, watch out for that Denver fucking shit. I'm worried about everybody out here.
Ready for the crew.
So you're not like a field trip band, like off day. You're not going to like an AMC, like near the venue and like doing a trip.
Not yet, but like we talk
yet.
about it, and I feel like
Yeah,
we're
I feel
due
like we've all
for it.
done that before.
I've
with other
definitely I've
bands.
seen movies on tour.
Same.
Yeah. Last
Yeah.
one I remember seeing was Joker. So Joker and
sick.
Off
Let's
Day.
fucking go. Hell yeah.
That turned the day into a dark.
Every day of that tour.
Yeah.
Couldn't stop laughing.
When you're just like, oh man, literally me.
Yeah.
this.
Also,
So me
So much
right now.
this.
yeah, any movie that you guys mention on this episode, not just Dumb and Dumber, but like just know that I'm going to be making like a Hotline TNT like movie canon. So Joker's in there right now.
Okay.
Of course.
You know, anything else you want to shout
Yeah, if
out?
there's
Well, we
something you
did
wanna shout
see. We saw Poor Things together.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
between a tour.
Big flick.
Oh yeah, we
I loved it.
we saw it here in New York, but it was like
You didn't.
No
You're the
way.
only person to not like
I
first
it.
didn't hate
dissenter.
it, but everyone thought it was the best movie ever, and I was like,
yeah. I
Do you
enjoyed
like
it.
your
I
other
just
Lanthimos
watched y'all's
movies?
episode
I do.
about Poor Things.
I like
just
his
today,
other movies a
actually.
lot.
Thank you, Halen.
Did you hate Fisheye? Like what is
Yeah,
is
what
your,
was it that you
what is
didn't
there not
like?
like you
I
hate
think
black
it
and
was
white?
Just, it was just overhyped. That's all it is. It was overhyped.
Yeah,
Everyone
it's
says
hard
it's
to.
the
So
it's
other
hard to
get that.
ride that way.
people's
we walked in with
opinions
no hype.
clouded your
Yeah.
own enjoyment.
Yeah.
Damn.
This guy's based as hell right now. He's
I
not
mean-
allowing that type of shit to enter his
No,
brain.
he's right.
I was
No,
pretty
that's
enthralled by
unfortunate.
seeing Jules from Superbad
Oh.
in that light. So I was like,
In that light.
Yeah,
Wait,
I've always
Flicking
wanted to
a dead
see her
episode.
in that
That's
light.
almost done.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, we were also coming like right. It was the day after we all watched the finale of The Curse too,
That's
I,
true.
I need to get on
Yeah.
that. I haven't
and that
done it
was
yet.
like
you still haven't done it.
That was
I haven't
mine.
done
Did
it.
you like the
mentioned
ending?
you mentioned in
Loved
the
it.
episode I watched that you still
Yeah,
haven't watched it.
and like,
I
I,
just-
couldn't handle anything with Stone after that. Like, that
Yeah.
was the best.
Oh, but
Stoned out.
she is awful in it.
Yeah.
Well, like an awful,
Awful person?
person,
Yeah.
in it. She's
Awfully
great, but
awesome.
she's awful.
I do rock with having a mirror house though. That is so sick.
What are some other new films you guys have seen?
The last one I saw was Poor Things with these guys, but before that I went to see Iron Claw,
Same.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
and I loved it.
So good.
I'm a big wrestling.
Did you
guy.
cry? Be honest.
I cried twice.
I cried often. So many times.
I
Y'all
cried.
like to cry at movies or no?
Yeah, I cried.
I like to. I haven't in a while, but I would like to.
Yeah,
Possible.
Same.
It's-
Same.
it's-
Does it
It feels
take
good when
does
a
it
movie
take
hits
getting
you
on a
like that.
plane? Like 'cause sometimes a plane
Plane
is
doesn't do
the
it
way
for me.
that
He has
I.
a theory about movies during planes make you cry.
Yeah, I was
more.
like, a schmaltzy movie on a plane. There's no shot I'm getting out of there,
I think that's a documented phenomenon. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I've heard
Okay.
of this too. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Altitude.
your senses are heightened when you're on a plane.
you've given up to like the world. It's like everything's out of your hands.
You're
There's
already
nothing you
about
can
to
do.
die.
yeah.
And you've only got 37 movies to pick from via Delta.
Free guy 5 times. On the way
What,
to
I,
Japan.
what I'll usually do,
Notebook.
I usually fly Delta, so it's just like they'd have the same it's kind of like HBO adjacent, and I'll just put on Goodfellas and just like either be like on my phone or just reading and just like look up and just be like hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
If I'm not trying to pay attention to a movie, I'm just like putting it on the background, and like every time my girlfriend Andy is just like, "What are you like? Are you serious?" Like, I'm just like,
Just
"Yeah,
watching the
I
same
am."
Goodfellas, 3 Goodfellas.
Casino.
They always have 3 episodes of
My,
something.
my movie's like watching like Pixar Soul like 2 rows ahead of me.
Oh, I love watching somebody else.
Yeah.
I love watching somebody else's movie.
Yeah.
We were just talking about nudity on movies and planes and how embarrassing it is to be like watching something and then you can't control the fact that there's like you're watching The Whale and there's like a big guy jerking off and you're just like fuck.
Yeah.
Like everyone's
I watched Under the Skin, which is like mainly ScarJo
yeah.
naked the
It's
entire
an
time. I was like,
insane
yeah, you know what? Like, but there was no place to watch it. Couldn't see it in the theater, and I was like, yeah, let's watch this. And I was like, oh, this is quite the movie to be watching.
You know what I watched on a plane recently? Was Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh, that
Hell
one
yeah.
rocks.
Which I
that's
was
a
excited
classic.
about because it hasn't been on streaming. It hasn't been streaming
Yeah,
on
I don't think it
anything
is.
in a while. Yeah, it used to be on Netflix. You can watch the
surprised, yeah.
series on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's
Not
a
the movie,
solid
though.
plane movie.
Not the movie. And
Crazy.
I was just cackling the whole time.
Hell yeah.
That was my thing with 21 Jump Street. I was like, how good could this movie be? And
It's
I
literally the best
turned it on
movie.
a plane, and
those
I
are
was
good.
cackling on the quietest plane. And I couldn't help it. And I was like, I got off the plane, and I'm like, 22 is coming out next week. I gotta go.
I gotta get there.
We talked a bit
22
about
is pretty good.
We talked a
They're
bit
both
about
good.
this off pod, but we were talking about the new movies versus old movies and how old folks movies are not cool. I feel like 21 Jump Street is like, that is a movie. Like, that's when shit changed. You know what I
Well,
mean?
Facts,
you know,
brother.
we were just on this last tour, and we were at an Airbnb trying to figure out a movie to watch, and I suggested we watch Neighbors with Seth
Also a
Rogen.
good one. Yeah.
I was, and I,
Not
I
21
and-
Jump Street level, but we're
I
good.
was gonna say,
Well, in
that
my
was
head,
out
I
of my
was like, this is
wheelhouse.
probably one of the last like funny, like
Yeah.
actually funny movies, and we put it on, and it just missed.
It's funny.
I
I
watched
like
it.
it.
I watched it late, and I had never seen it.
It's
I was
funny,
Like,
but like
You know,
I-
you know
something about it, I don't know
Vince
what
McMahon, like
it
if
wasn't
it was the
hitting.
mood or the vibe, but it
That's
wasn't
a-
hitting for us.
I like Rogan as the angry neighbor for sure.
Yeah,
I once
Yeah.
had some Berlin boys with Tommy Boy, and they stone faced the entire time, and I'm just cackling by myself with like trying to show these guys this movie. Like, this is America.
Like, this is
they-
not funny. And
They're like, this is not fun. And then they tried to show me funny videos, which were like literally people just like pulling pranks on people in the streets, but
Which,
like
to be fair,
all
sounds
very
awesome.
mean shit. And I was like, I don't know here.
let's watch Tommy Boy.
well,
Tommy
last-
Boy's up next.
Last time I watched Dumb and Dumber at home was with my friend from London, and she had never seen it before, and she was not. I was like doing the thing of like watching every part.
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Like, this is funny, right? And
Not hitting.
wasn't hitting.
That's
That's
a
the worst
stressful
feeling.
situation
Yeah.
about,
It
about
is.
like trying to show somebody something you love, especially if like you're not that close to where like their opinion can like that would hurt me. It would ruin my day maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
I was telling her how it's like one of the comic masterpieces of our
Yeah.
time. Which
Which
we-
you're
Yeah.
right.
Well, I have a theory. I have a theory. It's like we saw that movie. We all saw the movie so long ago, and it's like burned into our brains. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you showed somebody that for the first time, maybe it didn't age properly.
Yeah,
so
there's
they're
probably
like,
something to that.
There's like probably parts of it. They're like, I don't. It's not
Doesn't
landing
hit the
with
same.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Dumb and Dumber surprised me because I felt like that one did age well.
It absolutely did.
And
I think
others,
it did.
even
It
in the
does.
same year, same actors didn't age very well.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Well, yeah.
name-
Before we dive too deep into that, we got one more thing for y'all.
Oh, yeah, hang on a second. I'm getting a call. Hello? Yeah, I'll tell them. Guys, not going to believe this. I just got off the phone with Tubi. They want to make
Tubi.
a Hotline TNT biopic, and Fellavision is actually going to be producing the entire thing.
Yeah.
But we need your input on figuring out how to make this movie and who's going to be in it. So, first thing we need to figure out,
Storyline.
storyline.
What do we cover?
If you're,
Yeah,
if
well-
you're making a Hotline TNT movie, what's it about? Is it about making cartwheel? Is it
Nah,
about...
it starts way before
Is it Young
that.
Life? Is it Young
Oh, so,
Life?
so you want this to be the
Origin
whole
stories.
thing?
I mean, at
Expansive.
least at least like starting when I moved to New York, I would
All right,
say
cool.
is when. I
Okay.
mean, there's prequels too, though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
the weed.
I mean, even no, I'm saying like in between Weed and me in New York when I started in Minneapolis.
That's like a Netflix like miniseries.
That could be the limited series.
Six eps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the New York saga is a movie for sure.
All right,
Okay,
cool.
hell yeah.
It's yeah. That's a.
But
That's
but it's lit like Joker.
Yeah,
I
so,
mean, yeah.
so we need a New York director. Who are we thinking?
I mean,
New York
Marty.
director.
Call
Woody
Marty.
Allen.
Come
McFly.
on.
I mean,
Marty.
Scorsese is kind of a good option.
Yeah,
Scorsese
Marty
could
is
be good.
available.
Scorsese.
No
Marty.
idea.
Call Marty.
We can afford
I was
that.
like,
That's
Netflix
that
is not coming back for Killers.
Yeah.
So.
The Safdies, maybe.
Oh,
That- okay, well, that would be
Safdies.
All right, cool.
Okay,
We'll
never
get-
mind.
we'll
Never
get them
mind.
back
We got-
together.
we're getting the Safdies back together for this flick.
Okay, who's who though? Y'all can just cast yourselves. We don't need to go over. We got quite the alum list, but let's go with y'all three. Who's who? Cast each other though. Don't-
Will you
Yeah.
first?
Me first? I don't know.
no, you
I
gotta
think-
cast each
oh,
other.
cast
You can't
each
cast.
other.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay,
gotta
so-
cast each other.
I got ideas.
You got ideas.
Yeah, but I want you guys to deliberate while I
Just
watch.
like roasting y'all.
Yeah.
He's like Ron
like,
Howard's brother.
what's-
No, I would never do such a thing.
Would you be opposed if Elijah Wood was playing you at all?
That would be. That's fire.
See that?
See that?
Put him in a wig.
You pulled up Ron Howard's
I like
brother.
Elijah Wood.
Don't do that to Clint, dude.
No. Leave Clint alone.
Okay, hell yeah.
I don't love that picture of him, but I think he's a good looking guy. I think
He lives in Ridgewood, I think, right?
does he?
Does it?
Or no, that's Jeremy Allen White. Never mind.
Oh,
Same
well,
kind of
he's a-
vibe. I don't
he
know.
also
Yeah.
lives in Greenpoint.
That's
so,
a better
What
one.
is that?
so yeah.
That's the new,
Toxic
the new
Avenger?
Toxic Avenger.
What's
Yeah.
up with the eyes there?
Dude, what did you search? This is just.
Yeah, if he typed in bad
Bad
pictures,
picture.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, who else? Who do we got?
see.
For Will. Let's
Hit me
see.
with your
Who would
worst.
Will play?
It's whatever you. I mean, I get it all the time. So
You already know who it is.
I mean,
Who is it? Who you get all the time?
every day, I'm a substitute teacher in my day job, and ever since the Netflix series came out, it's like every day.
Are you Dahmer?
Yeah.
Damn.
Who's the guy who plays Dahmer?
I have no idea.
I don't know, the homie from American Horror Story.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, oh, that guy.
He also
that's him.
He also was in the movie Sleepover. It's like a
Okay.
2004 like teen.
I was gonna say we've all seen
his name?
Sleepover,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, there he is.
That's the guy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I
Dahmer.
guess that. Yeah, no, I could see it.
I mean,
I think his character's name was SpongeBob, which is
That's
weird.
all
pretty
right.
cool.
This is a good movie.
Evan Peters. Okay, I'm
Evan
I'm
Peters, we
back.
got it. All
I
right.
mean, that one more.
Okay.
I mean, that's not.
I mean,
I understand that like the Dahmer comp is not what you want really.
no. In fact, someone told me that, like a peer of mine, told me like, dude, I gotta say it. Everyone's saying it, but you look like Dahmer, and I'm like, I don't really like hearing that. But and she was like, well, no, everyone says he's hot, and I was like, okay, we're back. She said, but no, it's just the glasses. Like, okay, we're off again.
That's kind of
No, I said hot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I could
The
see
only-
like almost like maybe like Paul Dano playing
Paul
Will or
Dano.
something.
You know
yeah.
what?
okay.
That would be
Well,
a
I
good.
like Paul
We're
Dano.
back.
Paul
That would
Dano's
be a
low-key
good,
tall.
like,
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
Dude,
cool.
Dano,
I
baby.
Like just similar like vibe. I feel
Wow,
like
the movie
could
just
work.
changed a lot.
Yeah.
Now we're talking award season.
Damn,
Yeah,
hell
exactly.
yeah.
we got for Halen?
We're getting laurels.
How about Halen?
For Halen, honestly, I was thinking Christian Bale.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
I'll
We're
take it.
Here
Not
we
to
go.
hype-
Here
I
we
was
go.
thinking-
hell?
I was thinking like Theo Vaughn or something.
Actually, never mind. Theo Vaughn is the one.
But no, I can
Morgan
see Christian
Wallen,
Bale like
yeah.
getting a mustache, doing the American accent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
like,
Theo Von?
getting some tattoos.
Theo Vaughn's
It's
the
Bale. It's
comedian
Bale
that
for
has
sure.
the
You got the
mullet.
hair for it.
I was harping on this a little bit, and Will, I just thought that you're a musician, you have the soul of a musician. I was thinking like Austin Butler, because he's Elvis.
Hell yeah.
That could work.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you can ever get rid of that Elvis accent, I think that it'll
Yeah,
work
just
out.
a-
Yeah, as long as he can cut the accent, I think that he'll be
I'm
fine.
liking
He's
this.
working on
Is he,
it.
is he
This
stuck?
like this.
Is he still stuck on that?
That's
Is he
my
still
guy.
stuck on
With a
that?
Apparently he's
Will
got-
Anderson
he's got
accent
a,
for 5 years.
He's got a
he's
voice
been-
coach. That's,
He had to go to voice lessons to get rid of the Elvis accent.
So he's working it out. But
Yeah.
we'll see in Dune 2 if it's gone.
It's definitely in Masters of the Air.
I think I read that, like, isn't the guy from House, like, he has to walk with a limp now because he's been doing it so long.
Oh yeah.
That's so
He
dark.
never
Holy
left
shit.
it.
Yeah.
Gave yourself a limp.
Damn. But yeah, Bale for you for sure. Yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, we got
I mean,
Yes.
unless you guys want to go like extended universe and cast like MJ Lenderman and like Jack White.
Well, there's two other band
Jack
members
White
to get
plays
to
himself.
before.
That's
yeah,
true.
all right, yeah, let's get
And
him
not
through.
to mention former band members.
Yeah, you got this.
No, we could do a whole episode.
Let's get the scroll up.
I will say, you said that you get Dahmer. The only thing I've ever gotten in my life is John Lovitz, which is pretty terrible. Then somebody
Jealous?
said, no, it's not John. It's not John Lovitz. It's John Lovitz, like physically, and then you sound like Aziz Ansari. Oh wow! So things are going super well for me. Things are pretty cool.
Oh, dude, our manager gets, what's his name?
Stavros.
Stop.
Oh my god.
He even like
He's aware of it.
he's very aware.
Hey,
of
is
it.
he hilarious?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah, he's
guy.
pretty
I
funny.
mean, I guess
Yeah.
sure.
He's not like Stavros level.
There he is.
There he is.
Stavros is funny. He just, I think
It's- Yeah, I don't really know too much
he
about
just
him,
laughs.
honestly.
I was gonna say, the laugh is infectious.
The laugh is kind of like
Fantastic
his secret weapon. But
I don't want to get
Brooklyn
caught.
podcasters we want to talk about.
All right, yeah. Let's rip straight into the joint.
Yeah, let's talk.
The icon.
So we covered it a little bit a few minutes ago, but you guys chose Dumb and Dumber. I mean, it's a fucking classic movie, and you guys have just seen it recently and just love it. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, I'd say it gets at least 1 or 2 views a year for me still.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's
heavy
yeah.
rotation.
It's a
Yeah.
comfort movie for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
It's, it's peak 90s, like,
Are you guys watching this on disc, illegal download?
It's not
Mostly
on
on
streaming.
streaming, honestly.
Oh,
usually
is it?
when
What's it on streaming?
It's on you have to buy it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It goes in and out of
Usually-
streaming.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
Yeah,
haven't
watch
seen it
it.
in streaming in a while, so that's why I was like,
I got the
where is
Blu-ray
it?
of it.
Is this
I got a
Tubi?
Blu-ray right
No,
now.
I think I did actually get it on YouTube the last time I watched it.
Yeah. I mean, when people come to my house and they say, well, let's watch Dumb and Dumber, I'm like, VHS or DVD? Or Blu-ray? What do you want?
I did see
Yeah.
it today. I was
Actually,
at
Laserdisc.
I was at Will's house today, and he has the Dumb and Dumber 2 like expansion DVD.
It was sitting
Oh,
out.
nice.
Like, I just got back from tour yesterday. It wasn't like planned. It was just,
just
that was
there.
the most
It was just
recent
there.
movie we watched at my
I
house.
got
Oh, cool. That's-
I
so
got
it's
it on
fresh.
Amazon recently, and I got the Mask Dumb and Dumber collection.
Nice.
Yeah, 2 discs.
And speaking of Dumb and Dumber 2, we can dive into this a little bit later, but I was in the movie. I was an
You were
extra.
in it?
Shut the fuck up.
That's fucking insane.
I was on set for
That's so sick. What
whole-
shot?
a
What are
whole
we
2
talking?
days. It's a bad movie. I don't know if have you guys ever watched it.
I was like,
Yeah.
this is the one where they're in it again, not the kids in it.
No, this
right?
isn't
No,
the
it's the
prequel.
Dumb and
This
Dumber,
is-
Yeah.
which I saw in theaters.
I
when
did
was
Dumb
13.
and Dumber.
too.
I have
but
some thoughts on Dumb and Dumber as well.
I was
we
like,
should wrap up with
I
that.
couldn't watch Dumb and Dumber 2 because of Dumb and Dumber. I was like, I
Dumb
can't
and-
get burned again.
Dumb and Dumber 2 is really bad. But
Yeah, it doesn't hit.
I
There-
saw both of the new ones in theaters.
yeah.
I like Dumb and Dumber, but anyway,
Mike,
we'll get into
Yeah.
this.
I feel like when you lived in Boston, 1088 was a like almost ground zero for people I knew that loved Dumb and Dumber.
Oh yeah. I mean, it wasn't like a thing where we watched it a bunch, but it was kind of just like you just like it. You know?
It's,
Yeah,
it's more of a
just-
lifestyle, just constantly
it's
quoting
Well,
it.
you're in
like-
New England.
Yeah.
It's like where it
Yeah.
takes place.
No, for sure. I mean, the Farrelly Brothers, like, I didn't really realize how tied they are to, like, New England, but also, like, Providence specifically because this and when Harry met Sally.
Something
There's
about
something
Mary.
about Mary.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm here.
What a flip.
Yeah.
Still haven't
Based
seen
in
that
Providence.
one, so
No,
Really?
way.
Dude,
Wow.
okay.
Wait,
We'll
so
get
you
into that
watched
later.
Dumb and Dumber?
He's just
We
watching
watched
Dumb and Dumber. He
something
doesn't
I don't
need
have
anything
time.
else.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't have time.
yeah.
I revisited something about Mary, like, maybe, like, in coronavirus times, and I was so happy with it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
holds
I will say honestly, for me personally, I might enjoy that one more than Dumb and Dumber.
Well,
Just
we
I have to throw that in.
Interesting.
there.
Hold
I'm just
on,
saying.
cut camera.
It does
This is
hit.
over.
Is Brett
It's over.
Favre in that movie?
I'm
He
sorry,
is.
guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I
That's
remember.
Brett Favre,
Listen, listen.
Yeah.
I remember that because I grew up in a super strict Vikings household.
Yeah, what's up with quarterbacks and being in these 90s comedies?
Who else?
Sick
Who
ass
else?
Well, Dan Marino's in Pet Detective, right?
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Finkel is Einhorn.
Oh
and
my
also
God.
a fun fact about the Dumb and Dumber casting: Seabass is
Cam Neely.
He's Cam Neely. He's a hockey player,
Like-
NHL hockey player.
Bruin.
Boston Bruins, yep. Respect.
Seabass. We talked about using to promote the app. We talked about there's like the writing on the wall where it's like for like good man loving time or something.
Yeah, that was-
We're
that's
like
like
we should
Mark-
probably edit that and then forgetting like what happens in the scene.
Well, dude, we were
Yeah.
talking about doing this podcast, and we were like, I think it's the 30 or 25 year.
yeah,
It's the 30. We could have done it on the day that
We could have done it.
happened.
Yeah, like we were looking
we
at that.
might
We
be able
were
to
like,
save this till the 25th. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's March 25th, I think it says
Yeah.
on it.
Oh, true.
Amazing scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
incredible.
be
One of the
here
best.
at 2:45. If we post it at 2:45, it's
Yeah.
just fucking nuts.
No, I think like to go back to what you were saying about living in Boston and that being like a big thing there. I feel like growing up in New England, it was more so like that's when I was introduced to it.
Totally.
Yeah.
My family's all from New England. My dad, when I was a young kid, was kind of just like, "You need to watch this."
He was letting you watch it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
probably when I was
need to
by the time
watch
I was
it.
like 8 or 9 years old, really.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Hell
I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
I was a bit younger, but
What is this movie rated? PG?
PG-13.
It's PG-13.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
we
we
watched
were-
the unrated
There's
version.
this scene after all.
Yeah.
We watched it when I was definitely 7 or 8 years
Oh
old.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
like
it was
those
on
really
Comedy
young.
Central. I feel like every day.
It's the
basically.
early '90s PG-13 though.
Yeah, for some reason I'm so much more familiar with the back half of this movie. I think it's just because Comedy Central just catching it like
Yeah.
when I got back from school at 3 or something.
Yeah.
So like watching the first half of this movie for like watching it in full with you guys yesterday was just like the first time I think I'd done that in years, and it was
Yeah,
like
same.
so nice. And then by the time they get to Aspen, I'm like, oh, I'm here now. I know all the I know all these bits.
Which version did you watch? Just out of curiosity, was it theatrical cut?
No, we watched unrated.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So that's
It's,
funny.
we can't find
I've never
theatrical
seen the
on
unrated.
Blu-ray. It doesn't exist apparently. We had,
Oh wow.
I have to find I was on some forums looking around for some download links.
Yeah, I will say radical honesty time though. Like when I was really young and like being exposed to this movie, it didn't hit for me, and I think it was because I was one of those kids with like the stricter parents who were like, "You can't go see this." I remember, man, this is really radical honesty, but my whole family was going to see Titanic, and I was like 9, and they were like, "Brian, whenever it was in theaters, like Brian, we're all going to see Titanic," and I said the worst thing I think I've ever said to my parents, which was I looked up at them and I said, "That's a PG-13 movie. I'm not 13."
Oh,
Cooked 'em.
You
No,
snuck
that's
it.
no. I'm not pounding for that. That is one of the worst. Like,
Cook their ass.
I tattle on myself, dude.
Yeah, you are a little rat.
yeah, it's like I I couldn't enjoy.
I thought you were punking him out. Like, I'm not watching Titanic. That shit.
Well, I mean, what I maybe was thinking in the time was like, yo, if you're gonna make me like, if I get to watch Titanic, why can't I watch cool stuff?
Yeah.
Right?
yeah, hell yeah. You should have dropped that line.
I may have been like the opposite kid of you, because I remember when Titanic came out and it was pretty controversial because there was nudity.
Oh, yeah.
There was full frontal nudity in it.
I saw
But
it
it
with
was
my grandma speaking
PG-13.
of.
And
That's right.
I remember like my parents renting it, and I was like, I kind of want to watch it too, because I knew what was up. I was like, well, I'm gonna go watch it back here.
With my parents.
I'm gonna go watch it back here.
Yeah.
Also,
Fast forward.
That
Yeah.
movie came out on a 2-tape VHS.
Yeah, that was like
And it was
Gargantuan.
intermission in theaters.
Yeah.
Also, I can't let a mention of Titanic go without mentioning this. Leonardo DiCaprio's character is from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, which is where I'm from as well.
Oh, wow.
Let's go.
That's what we're
That's
talking
crazy.
about.
However,
cool.
Cameron frigged it up big time.
Oh, yeah?
Because Jack's character mentions growing up in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, and going to Lake Wissota, which is a man-made lake and was
Wow.
not built by the time the Titanic had sailed.
And they literally changed the constellations in the later years, and they couldn't take out the mention of the wrong
That's
lake.
heat.
We gotta call Jim on that one.
Yeah, they had a Leonardo
Jimmy Cam.
DiCaprio like lookalike contest in Chippewa Falls. Like,
Oh, wow.
Did you run or no?
I hadn't aged up to this.
Saving it for the Austin Butler lookalike competition.
What's everybody's favorite full frontal nudity scene in a movie?
In a movie?
In a movie?
I mean, the Under the
Of all
Skin,
time?
pretty good.
Oh,
call.
I mean, Under the Skin is just the entire movie.
Barry Keoghan's Saltburn is like up there, even though that's recency bias.
That's not
Holy
really full
shit.
frontal. That's like side.
What do you
pod.
mean? You see all
Nice
of
spin.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get
they're-
full frontal.
Is
I
it
think,
The spin
I have
moments.
mine.
What is it?
I think maybe Jason Segel and
That's what I was gonna say.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Incredible scene.
Yeah, the towel drop.
I have a recent one that you guys might not remember. Nicolas Cage and Mandy.
Oh.
Wait, it's not. It's the not him. It's like the villain, I think.
Yeah. I was gonna
didn't see
say.
that.
I just remember being really shocked by it.
He's still got safe search on.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
We need
full
Mandy.
frontal.
This is for you.
Personal
No, but it's not Nicolas Cage. It's just Mandy nude scene.
Yeah.
What's the villain? I think he's like the kind of like
We
the.
can't
Yeah,
show
he's
this,
like
by the
the
way.
cult guy.
wizard
Yeah, and he's like
kinda
in the living room.
I can't remember his name.
There he is, right there.
Yeah.
Like he's like it's like red and it's like.
It
insane.
was to me
It's
it
a
was
lot.
shocking. I mean, male frontal
Oh.
nudity is very
Yeah,
rare. I feel
but it was
like.
also
Yeah.
very weird. It had like a
Yeah.
little rigidity to it that was weird.
Rigidity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it was weird. I remember this.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, the first one is good. The second one gets me every time.
Yeah.
Because they go back
You
to the
hit you
well.
again, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
I used to
Great
watch An American Werewolf in London with my
Oh,
friend
that one.
on Laserdisc.
Oh,
Wow.
And you can't really pause Laserdiscs, or his couldn't, like his machine couldn't. So we would just like loop it back a bunch of times.
Oh wow.
Loop it back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. With your dad, you said?
Yeah, with my dad.
Very cool.
I guess we can just maybe throw out a. What, you like that?
Yeah, with my dad. Got me.
Maybe we'll do a little roundtable moment and just go favorite character.
In Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah, I mean, it can
All
just be a bit guy, main character, whatever. I'm shouting out Cam Neely again, Seabass.
I was about to say, probably same for me.
Seabass, because he wears classic 90s thing, is the trucker hat with the way too many words on it.
Yeah.
Which it says
Wine 'em,
wine 'em, dine 'em, and 69 'em.
Classic.
I mean,
What a
Harlan
fucking
Williams taking the swig
Oh, the
of the
piss drinking
pee.
cup.
the-
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God,
I mean,
that's one of my
it's just,
favorite scenes.
I have
like,
a fact
unreal.
about that.
Okay. It's real piss.
The fact is that Harlan Williams actually went to read for the role of Harry.
Whoa.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And
Damn, he got downgraded crazy.
yeah.
They're like,
So
you should be the cop.
he just didn't make the cut, but they were like, yo, we love you. Because he's in the stand-up scene. He always
Yeah,
has
yeah.
been. They were like, we love you. Like, do you want to play this cop? And he was just like, yeah, of course, I guess.
That's crazy. Imagine this movie with
He went on to be
Harlan
my
Williams
favorite
is-
character.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Another casting it could have been was they asked Nick Cage to be Harry as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of outrageous.
Yeah, I got a few over here.
Yeah, what else? we got?
Drop some other ones.
Well, for Harry, we got 3. We got Nicolas Cage and apparently Rob Lowe and Chris Elliott.
Chris
Both went
Elliott
up for it?
seems like a right call at the time, but Rob Lowe is no.
Yeah, I think Rob
Rob
Lowe
Lowe
may
would
have
not
been
make
too
sense.
hot for
Yeah.
anything involved with this movie, at
You
least on
can't
the
ugly up that man.
Yeah, for sure. And then for Lloyd, they had Martin Short, Gary Oldman, and Steve Martin.
Yeah, Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Steve Martin.
I think
What
that
was
didn't
Gary
they really? I
Oldman
feel like they
like
really
then?
wanted Steve Martin. I remember hearing something about how they
Yeah.
didn't really want Jeff Daniels to do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he had done stuff where he was like kind of testing it out, like
Well,
the Aspen shots.
He had
was
never
just
done a
test out.
comedy either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think at that, or maybe he
were
just
talking
wasn't
about
known
that.
for that, you know.
And
Yeah,
he
for
hasn't
sure.
done many since. Like he just
Yeah.
like,
But he just
Very
loved the
serious.
role. I mean, I think he did it for like really cheap.
Yeah.
Honestly.
damn.
When you hit perfection, like why come back? Like
Yeah, that's true.
he's still trying to perfect drama.
It's funny. The Steve Martin thing just makes me think. I mean, another fun fact about this movie is that apparently John Hughes was involved in coming up with the concept for the movie, and sold the script or the concept or something to the Farrelly Brothers. Like there was some sort of like pass off with that, where this initially was conceived as a planes, trains, and automobiles style like road trip comedy movie, and
Yeah.
then it got brought to the Farrelly Brothers to finish the job and turned into like their depraved sense of humor with
Yeah,
all of this
that's
different
sick.
stuff, because this movie does like it's the road trip comedy thing is has been done in a bunch of different ways, but
Classic.
this feels like it has a strike of lightning attached to it just because of how stupid they are.
Yeah.
I can see the through line with the John Hughes though. I feel like there's a twist of his
There is a
ideas
tinge,
in there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
that the vibe is there. I think.
That original script, do you know what it was originally called?
No,
It was called, oh, fuck.
Pull it up, Andy.
Go.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I think it was called Power Tools Are Not Toys.
I think I think I did read
There's
that.
not
Yeah,
even
that's like-
is there a power tool in this movie?
Well, that's like, this is
Code name.
pre-movie. This is like just
Like
as
the
a-
name,
as a
like
project.
production title.
the script.
I always take something weird. Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, okay.
When you, said
won't
that
get-
this is in Rhode Island, the only thing I thought about was there's a scene where he's like trying to buy like a porn from one of those machines, which by the
Oh,
way, you don't
yeah.
see those anymore.
Yeah.
But it's just,
out in
it's
wild.
like Providence Slut. It's
Rhode Island
Yeah,
Slut.
it says Rhode Island
Yeah.
slut. It's so
That shit
insane.
is so funny.
Wearing a
Bare
giant
Essentials.
hat, losing his wallet in it.
I told y'all he likes to
Incredible.
Google, man. He is a Googler.
I love it.
Rhode Island slut.
That's
Like
a sick
somebody,
font too.
but I was gonna say, I was like, the font work on there, like the art department is really killing it.
Do you
on
think that might be like a real thing that they just use?
I mean, I wish.
Well, speaking of being a kid watching this movie, like that went completely over my head when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
same.
Totally.
Had no
I
idea.
also think that
Yeah.
watching it in standard definition, not on a giant television.
true.
I was gonna say, I don't know if, and also Comedy Central might have like, I don't know, there might be some pan and scan
But
work
we
in there. It might just say
rented it.
Rhode Island
We
and not
rented
slut.
it. We had a
Oh,
must
yeah,
have been
you
a
were rocking
VHS
from
tape.
Blockbuster?
But, yeah.
I definitely, the first time I saw it, I was really young. So a lot of stuff went over my head. But like, that's why it's so rewatchable. It's like, you
Yeah,
know, the
catch
older
new
you
shit.
get, every time you rewatch it, you're like,
Yeah, and even
you
like
get
the,
a new reference or something.
the
you know?
funny parts like from when you're a kid are still funny.
Oh,
like the
man.
stupid
Yeah,
like
everything still hits.
outbursts
Well,
and like
Harry sitting on the toilet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
my God.
the guy
Dumping the
drinking the
toilet
rat
window.
poison.
Yeah.
It's like that's
Yeah.
still like one of the drinking the pee.
The reason I asked about which cut did you watch yesterday is because like I had never seen the extended cut until 6 or 7 years ago. We rented it from a video store, just thinking it was the one I'd seen a million times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just popped it in, watched it with my friend Johnny, and like the first thing that happens is like not. I think it's they're at Seabass scene, and he
Yeah.
like hops
Yeah.
a loogie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we're all just kind of like,
What just
Yeah.
happened?
Oh my
I've
God.
never seen that before. It
Is
was,
this, is this
There's
the
a few things
Bernstein
where I was like,
Bears
did I
happening
forget
right
this?
now?
it was like a psychedelic experience.
There's small weird things about it that are like that. Remember?
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Is that I was just like,
yeah.
where's the big gulp scene? I thought it was like earlier, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
That is
definitely
something
in
that you
there.
kind of miss when you're when you only get the extended. It's like sometimes I just want to relive this exactly as I remember
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
getting new memories thrown in. It feels like you're just in for
Yeah, it does
a
feel
trip.
like a very. But I honestly thought I've chalked it up to me just like not seeing it for a while.
But was the dumping the toilet out of the window in the original cut? Because I feel like
I
that's
can't
an
remember.
extended one. Because I was like, when I saw it, I
don't
was like,
think so.
I don't remember them,
Yeah, he-
him dumping
he
out the
pulls the
toilet out the
toilet.
window. I was
No, it
like,
doesn't
this
happen.
is
Yeah, he's opening
hilarious,
the
but I
bag.
do not remember it. So this was
and
the
I think
first
it's better without that. Honestly,
I
It's
Yeah.
kinda
I thought
like-
it was so
It's
funny.
never acknowledged. You just
yeah. Because
Yeah.
he didn't have to do it. Yeah,
Yeah, because
I
he
think
rips it.
it says he tries to get rid of it. That's extra.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I had never seen that moment, and I was like, this is strange.
Yeah,
But I didn't
That
even
is
think about it
so
being in
funny.
the extended cut.
it's funny.
That's a
seen-
solid bit.
you've seen the extended cut.
I have, yeah. And one of my favorite, like, there's a few really good ones that come to mind. It's like, there's like an extension of the bathroom stall scene where like
Oh yeah.
more stuff goes down there, and then of course
Yeah,
he's
the
like
bikini
wearing,
shot.
He's
I
wearing
was
a
like,
bikini. Yeah,
honestly, shocking to me when we were watching it. I was like, I do not remember this
Again,
bikini
that took me
shot.
to something I thought I forgot.
Yeah, you guys think
Like,
those are Cam Neely's nuts or no? They got a body double.
I feel like he
if it is him,
that
he's too big
seems
of a
like
guy for something like that.
There's also some extended dialogue in the hot tub.
Oh yeah,
Which is
Oh my god.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
really racy, and it's just like it kind of takes away from like the pureness of the original to me.
It is like
Yeah.
pretty raunchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
I'll
kind of
say-
because did they listen to the people having sex in the original?
Yeah.
And
the
Jim's
cup,
like,
yeah.
get her, you know. Stuff
Yeah.
like
So
that.
the scene starts with like sex noises.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
And,
it pans
through
down.
the walls, and then it like kind of pans over to them, and then they have like this whole funny interaction in the hot tub before it cuts to like, you know, what happened, Harry? Some little girl,
Will Philly break your heart?
some little Philly break your heart. Yeah,
He said
that
Philly.
scene like makes the movie for me sometimes.
It's so good.
Seeing
Yeah.
that for the first time, I was like,
Yeah.
that's gold.
I would love to do that with the homies. For
The,
real.
the amount of times I've asked my homies if a little Philly has broken their heart.
On tour, it's nonstop. Today, like you did it perfectly today. I was taking my friend Nick to the airport, and he just hit it.
It was-
Why are you going to the airport? Flying somewhere?
Just like didn't miss a beat. It was just like, But I was trying to work one in on this tour too. Like anytime someone said like, "Oh, we should go on tour and play like we should play Denver this time," I'm like, I don't know, man. The French are assholes. It's like no matter where.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like one thing I like didn't catch is when he's like doing his when he's like daydreaming about how he's gonna meet her there, and like it cuts because he thinks it's in California, so it cuts to her like opening the door at her house, and it's in this like clearly it's in California.
Yeah, it's a very tropical like rock
It's
house.
so fucking funny. I didn't catch that until this watch, but like it's so good.
A lot of little things.
Here we
But
go.
yeah, speaking of the briefcase, that to me, I think like the opening of the briefcase is one of my favorite scenes because of his like Jim Carrey's face when he's like proud. He's like, yeah, that's sometimes better than money. What
Yeah,
do you say?
you're gonna want to keep that one when it comes to the Lamborghini. It's like that's $250,000.
It's got coffee stains
Yeah.
and shit all over it.
To me, my speaking of the briefcase again, my favorite line of the last year of watching it has been Jeff Bridges like, "So what's in the briefcase?" And he's like, "I had to be a low life girl." Is it locked?
Yeah,
really well.
That's the best part.
I love Memento.
My
I
quote,
love Memento.
my quote's always going to be, and this is a 1088 shout out Alex Henry, but just big gulps. Big
Cool,
gulps,
huh?
huh?
Oh, well,
That-
see
to
you
me,
later.
See you later.
That's what started it all, honestly. It's like being like, this is more than just a movie I liked when I was a kid. Like high school, we started quoting that.
Yeah.
Fact about that scene: 100% improvised.
Really?
Really?
Yeah,
I
the
didn't know that.
guys drinking the big gulps are just people
They're
that were
just
Just like dudes.
They just
they were
happened to
just
be
like
there. Yeah.
they were just like watching like the
What was going on?
yeah, watching the filming, and like it was
That's so good.
It's like
Was
you know,
that-
just
was
roll the cameras.
Was it the Farrelly Brothers' first movie?
Yes.
It was one of the one of
was.
the.
Okay, yeah. So it's interesting to think about that. I mean, they became
Yeah,
like
that's
superstars
insane.
after.
Well,
Yeah.
After it came out.
I mean, I have like the list of everything that this kind of went after. I know you haven't seen Something About Mary, but you guys
Still
rock
wild.
with Kingpin.
I love Kingpin.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Incredible.
it.
I saw it for the first time pretty recently, and it didn't quite hit for me.
Didn't
Really?
hit for you?
Yeah.
I got to jump back
Oh.
in there.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
I used to have Hall Pass is their latest, right?
No,
Hey, it's on Tubi.
Tubi.
shout out Tubi.
we
Me,
used to-
Myself, and Irene.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
good.
Yep.
Like,
I like that one.
like I think that Kingpin, There's Something About Mary are the ones that people really rock with. Later on, we have Boston classic Fever Pitch.
Yep.
That one I did
is,
not check out.
With,
I was not
Drew
interested.
Barrymore and
Jimmy
yeah,
Fallon.
Jimmy
Fallon.
Fallon. I remember
Yeah.
seeing it in theaters.
Dude, of course.
They made
Yeah.
Green Book.
I didn't realize they made
so-
Green Book.
Green Book.
They
was
split
so
up.
Ridiculous. That
Oh,
can't
Stuck
be
on
right.
You. Do you guys remember that one?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I saw Stuck on You in
That was funny.
theaters.
I would say that the
Can't
Farrelly
be
Brothers, it's diminishing returns as they go along. Like we have
Greatest Beer
Osmosis
Run Ever
Jones,
is also super
Yeah.
good.
Shallow Hal,
Greatest beer ever. That's
Shallow
recent.
Howl's a
Yeah,
big
that's
one
last
for me.
year.
I love
Heartbreak
Shallow
Kid
Hal.
remake, Hall Pass.
Stooges remake.
And then
I didn't
yeah,
know there was a Stooges remake.
So Peter, they split up a couple years ago, and they still work on like a few TV things together. But Peter Farrelly directed Green Book, and then recently Greatest Beer Run Ever. The Green Book one is crazy.
That's
to win,
insane.
going from Dumb and Dumber to winning an Oscar.
Yeah, that rules.
That makes sense.
Did
to me.
anyone
Hall Pass, though?
see Green Book? Like,
No,
is
I
it any
didn't.
good? I was like, I looked.
Speaking of hall pass, we used to do this thing where we would go to Citrus Park Mall, shout out Florida, to the AMC there, and there was a exit door to the parking garage, and so we would just steal whatever was in the hallway, like whatever poster, whatever it was, and they would be like these huge, like full wall, and we had a hall pass, like 8x10 wall vinyl in my living
Nice.
room for years.
That's so funny.
Just Owen Wilson's fucking
yeah,
head just
Owen
3
Wilson,
feet wide.
Sudeikis just chilling. Yeah, it was sick.
Was
as
this
hell.
like 2010, 2011?
Yeah, I think it was
something?
2010. Yeah.
Dude, Sudeikis making that face at you every day is crazy.
Yeah, it was gigantic. I'll see if I can find a photo and we can superimpose it.
What is
but-
this Boston place you guys are talking about, by the way? 10.
Yeah,
Oh, it's where
1088.
Well, I lived there. Did you live there? At one
No, I
point?
worked there.
Yeah.
So 1088 Boylston Street was the old Run for Cover office
I've been
before
there.
we had moved into the warehouse. And there was a rotating cast of characters, all in bands, who lived there. It sort of got passed along as like
basically.
like a rite of passage.
And it was
I-
really cheap
I
to
stayed
live
there
there,
a
too.
bunch. I
Oh,
spent
you
the
did?
night there a bunch. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
cool.
me too. I stayed there a few times.
It's above the coffee pavement.
Pavement.
Yeah.
Oh,
Although
okay.
it's out of rotation now.
Yeah,
Pavement
it's
is
been
or-
retired.
Oh.
yeah, I think what was it, 2020? When Alex moved away.
Yeah, it was
when we went to
like
LA.
2020.
Yeah,
or
who let
2021.
it die?
Alex.
Sad when that happens.
Well, time. No, it wasn't his fault, but he was the he saw it
Last
to
vestige.
the end. you
Yeah,
know?
he put it in hospice. But
Yeah.
Shepherded it out.
exactly.
just one more director's note on this is that Bobby Farrelly directed that movie Champions that came out this year or last year, which is the Special Olympics movie where Woody Harrelson is coaching
Oh
a
yeah.
basketball team. I didn't check it out, but I know that was on our.
So they did The Ringer and
Is that
Champions.
Tim
I was gonna
Meadows,
say,
low key?
yeah.
Is that Tim Meadows?
No,
That guy, I know it's
no.
fucked up considering he's the only black dude in the pic,
No.
but he does kind of look like him.
Switching gears.
Switching gears.
I saw a movie with Tim Meadows once. I mean, he was in the theater at the same time as
Oh,
me.
sick.
Oh, that's
No
awesome.
way.
It was
oh, he's so cool.
yeah, he's
He's
awesome.
the fucking
Yeah,
coolest.
he's great.
It was Religulous, the Bob.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's
Oh, Bill Maher.
Bill
It
Maher.
was in the theater. It was in LA, so
That's cool. I wonder what he
Bill
thought.
Marhead.
he was there with a very attractive woman, and they seemed entertained by it.
Let's see.
You're still laughing about it, right?
I might have to cut that out.
Yeah, his scene in
No,
Semi
fuck
Pro
it.
was one of the best. The Jive Turkey scene. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that scene.
Semi Pro. You guys,
Oh, yeah.
you guys
Oh,
remember that?
Semi-Pro rocks.
Yeah,
He's in that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
and he was in Dream Scenario, which we covered.
That's right.
yeah.
It was in Dream Scenario.
Yeah.
Y'all see Dream Scenario?
I did.
What'd you
I
think
didn't
of
see
that?
it yet.
I liked it.
I liked it a lot.
I liked it.
I think you
I
liked
thought
it.
it, I thought it was like a just solid, serviceable Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah.
Well, it plays
not-
into that the meta narrative that is like what's going on with Nicolas Cage. Just
Yeah,
like,
the
Yeah.
unbearable weight and that.
I
Yeah.
did see a guy who was when we were leaving. I tried to bring this up to you when we were leaving Dune the other night, but I saw a guy who was dressed exactly like Nick
Oh,
Cage
yeah.
in Dream Scenario with the big puffer.
Yeah, he had
and,
the
like,
big puffer on.
and
it,
the
didn't
you
he?
saw
yeah,
that?
yeah, I
And-
did see him, and I was like, "You're
Dripping.
a man out of time, out of time."
Yeah, we were talking about something else. I wanted to bring
Dripping
it up.
fantastic.
One other thing I want to bring up before we jump off this is just the cinematographer for this is Mark Irwin, and he has such a sick resume of movies, and it runs the gamut. He's done a bunch of Cronenberg stuff. He did Videodrome,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
and The
shit.
Fly, and he did Scream. He did New Nightmare.
Yeah.
Freddy got fingered.
He apparently
Got fingered.
Yeah,
obviously?
he apparently had a terrible time on screen.
What a movie to
Which
add to
one?
the
Did
resume.
we watch Freddy Got Fingered on tour?
I don't think so.
I fucking love that.
No, we
movie.
watched Road Trip.
Road Trip.
Tom Green.
Also with
Also,
Tom
also
Yeah,
Tom
yeah.
Green.
Yeah, he also did Old School. It's just
Grandma's
funny though
Boy.
because like you don't think about it, but both horror and comedy movies have to be kind of like quick with their cuts and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it makes sense to have the
Wow.
same kind of
This guy's
tempo.
got quite the list.
Steel is kind of a, oh my
Junior
god, he did
Prince.
the bad Ace Ventura movie.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout that
In
out
the
real
list.
quick.
That's really interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, D2.
Too.
got
Minneapolis.
some-
Let's go.
He
This is the
definitely
guy.
had. He started off his career in like exploitation, so
D2.
He apparently didn't leave. Like, he just checks back in.
But just a wonderful career from Mark Irwin.
yeah.
Seriously,
Oh,
yeah.
Respects.
Props.
I like
Respects.
all of his movies. Most of them. At
I
least.
didn't see a bad one on there.
We did want to talk real quick about the soundtrack to Dumb and Dumber because I think
it's-
that we're all we're involved in music. We love movies,
We're of the
and we just wanted to let you guys talk about it for a little bit.
We could talk for
How
a
much
while.
time do we have?
We could talk full podcast.
Cameras are running, baby.
Yeah,
It's like so big, and as far as like the movie itself, I mean, like my love of the soundtrack is almost as deep as the movie itself.
Yeah, I have. There's definitely like some sentimental connections with the soundtrack with me. I got it on CD,
Let's go.
like when I was probably.
I was like, is this like first 5 CDs or?
No, this was like well into my CD collecting, like music discovery journey.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I did acquire the CD, in like my preteen era.
Let's
And
go.
I played soccer. I was a big soccer player.
Just
And-
ripping this, kicking,
Oh, big
Yeah.
time. I would listen to
rainbow flicking.
the song. I don't remember who it's by. I can't really read this. But
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's the one that's like.
Oh, dude, yeah, that one comes a little later in the track list. I was
Yeah.
listening to
Just
today.
hit the Wikipedia.
It's when they're
there's-
driving like late at night and he's trying to stay awake and he's like
Yo, and he's slapping himself. That is like.
Yeah, I would listen to that song because it's kind of like upbeat.
Yeah.
I would listen to that on my way to soccer games and it would like fire me up.
That would wake
Fucking
you
hype.
up.
Yeah.
There's a-
Slide tackle fools.
There's a YouTube link that has the Dumb and Dumber soundtrack and score in order of the movie.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Which
Damn.
there's a lot of stuff missing from the soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack. There's a bunch of stuff that just didn't like make it like the Boom Shakalaka isn't on the
Well,
actual
that's,
soundtrack.
That's normal. That's how it is in movies and soundtracks.
sure.
But like, it is really cool to see everything that's on there. As the score,
I love the score. That's been a
we
big
have
one on tour.
Listen to the score.
Really?
Just driving, just like
Yeah. Just keep it on
Because
in the
it's Todd
background.
Rundgren. Todd does
Yeah.
the score.
Yeah.
We love Todd.
And we're huge Todd heads.
Hell yeah.
Another Boston
My
guy.
favorite
Yeah.
is Melodious Moping, I think.
That's a good show.
Mine is what's the song about the suns? The
Oh,
down
it's
and
amazing.
down.
Oh
Too much
my
of a good
God.
thing. Or is that-
They play it like 10 times in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's the
I mean,
one.
there's
Really-
callbacks
It's the theme
to that.
song.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
for me, like the soundtrack, that's one of the things I picked up on
That
later
song
on in life.
kills.
It was just kind of like I just inherently enjoyed it because I liked the movie. But
chords,
as I got
man. It's
older,
like
I was like,
guitar
wait,
chords.
these songs are like they sound like music I just listened to.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Hotline, dude. That's Hotline TNT.
There it is.
That's the
Right there.
blueprint. Like it's like we just looked at
Literally.
that. And
Fun fact about the soundtrack, they originally asked Beck to
Wow.
for the main song, kind of like I guess like the song that would like come back throughout
Yeah.
the movie
Yeah.
to be Loser. Just because like Dumb and Dumber,
Interesting.
Loser, like they were
Okay.
like they wanted that to be like the theme song of the movie.
It would have made sense.
It would have
Yeah.
made
But
so
he
much.
didn't vibe
So
with it.
glad they didn't do it.
Yeah.
He didn't
Yeah.
vibe with
Yeah.
what they have now is perfect.
He,
great
uh,
on paper.
He was like offended. He when they asked, he was like, "This is what my career has come to."
What a
Crazy
dick.
vibe.
Fuck you, Beck.
Crazy
Yeah.
energy.
Suck.
The Pete Droge song is amazing too.
Yeah, I like the Crash Test Dummy song. The
Love,
Yeah.
love the dummies.
the Dead Eye
Yeah.
Dick song.
Is that the Mary Moo?
Yeah.
That we sang that song all the time. That was a favorite.
The Crash Test Dummy song, I feel like, is the best placement of the song in the like.
I don't remember
like-
where it hits.
Yeah.
Theatrical wise, it's like when he's like walking, he's like Harry's walking down the desert
They're
road,
breaking up.
oh, yeah.
and then as soon as it cuts to that, it's like
But there's two
this is
dummy
so-
songs in the soundtrack. There's actually I didn't know this on the soundtrack. I think it didn't make it in the movie, but Peter Pumpkin Eater.
Oh yeah.
Is on the soundtrack?
It's on the soundtrack, and there's a video
that's
starring
right.
Jeff Bridges.
That's
Oh,
right.
No way. That's
no,
sick.
I know.
Yeah.
I know the scene that this song comes on.
It is?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's when they're going to the diner,
I
the
love
small
this.
town country folk scene.
Okay, yeah. See,
This
like,
isn't in.
because we
The
were
small
talking.
town
The fact that this
country
exists is insane.
Well, he's only in this scene, and you'll see what happens here. Yeah, so he's
Incredible.
then they put so they don't have to shoot anything else.
genius.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And
These
it
things
goes
you to walk
along.
down the street and then
Small
walk on.
budget, but they got it done.
They got it done.
That's
but like because we
creativity.
were talking about covering some songs
Yeah.
from this,
Yeah.
and like we were going through, it was like we have to do that one. We have to do that one. Like
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
song.
Just
is
hit the
like,
soundtrack.
We would have had to,
one
like-
of
We'd
these
have to
days.
do Can We
dedicate
Still
like
Be
a
Friends?
whole month like learning like for one show or
One
something.
of these days.
We were even gonna have like the score like on the
Sampler.
sampler pad.
Yeah, so when you're
God
tuning.
damn it.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that.
Well, I mean,
That would've been
We'll do it. Let's do
I was
it.
like,
You
it's-
can make it happen.
I was like,
Yeah,
you guys
we'll
are saying
make
this
down
would,
the
like
line.
would have been cool.
No, we are gonna
it's
do it.
it's
I mean,
Something
at the
special
very least,
soon-
the
soon
three
come.
of us.
I was gonna
could
say
do
it's
it.
gonna
We
be
needed
cool
to.
when it happens.
Yeah, the soundtrack is
It's
iconic.
crazy.
it's iconic to say the least.
I love that it's kind of it feels like a bridge to coming out in '94. It's between like that Gin Blossom style of like alternate like radio friendly '90s stuff, but there's also like a bunch of late '80s like sort of like maximalist arrangements with some of the songs too. It's just a nice you think early '90s and it's like all grunge and there's like none of that on here. It's just kind of like really infectious and I love it a lot.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
When did
it
this
almost
drop?
feels like it's just like the music they were listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just natural, you know. It's nice.
94, right?
94. And there was
Damn, so yeah, grunge should have infected the shit out of this.
Yeah,
But it didn't.
No.
They
Like,
kept it on for the single sound.
Yeah,
something
they
about
were on the
Mary's
road
soundtrack.
in America.
it's
They
like
weren't in
unreal.
Seattle.
Dude, yeah.
The song "Where I Find My Heaven."
Oh,
Are you kidding me, dude?
Which one's that?
It's like
Gigolo Aunts?
I know a bunch
Is
of these
that like
songs.
the orchestrated one, or
no.
Sing a few bars.
It's
Hey.
"Hey Monday morning,"
Oh, yeah.
and then like the chorus is like "Where I Find My Heaven,"
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
and it's like the scene of them
Oh, yeah,
on the
yeah.
bike
Yeah.
rolling
on the bike and
into
rolling into
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
Got
and
the
they're like
nippy.
they're stuck together
yeah, the
because they're
piss
so
scene.
cold.
The
So
piss
good.
scene.
So good.
Just go.
It's funny. I know so many of these songs just because when Run for Cover had a warehouse, Tay, shout out Tay, he would just have this in the Con Air score, just sort of like switching back and
Con Air
forth,
Dude, Connor
also
score rocks.
constantly on repeat. But like just hearing these songs just once a day, just being like fucking.
Damn, no YouTube Premium. Man?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, actually,
it's
you
on
do have
incognito.
YouTube. Don't you?
I was gonna say, I got YouTube Premium.
I can throw down.
But also, getting back to the John Hughes thing, I think John Hughes also had amazing soundtracks.
Oh my God.
Kind of in the
I
same
mean-
vein as this,
Yeah.
which was why I think there's a through line. And there was a service back in like the early, the mid 10s, like 2013, 14, where there was a service kind of in like before Spotify took over everything, which is great.
Yeah.
There was one called Songza. And it was
Okay.
kind
I
of
remember that shit.
Remember that? It
Yeah.
was like kind of like Pandora, like you'd kind of create your own
Yeah.
soundtrack. And there was one.
list.
There was a
Groove Shark.
playlist.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Groove
Oh
Shark.
yeah.
It was
Gainesville
called-
based, by
There
the
was
way,
one
Groove Shark.
called Your Own John Hughes Movie, and it had like songs that would make sense in these kind of movies, and it was like the best
that's a
playlist.
song.
Oh, wow.
I listened to it at work
We
all
need
the
to
time.
unlock that playlist. Put that on YouTube.
Did you ever work at Groove Shark, Andy, or was that before your time?
It was
A
closing.
lot of
when I
people
was
had those
living
like random shitty like operations jobs at Groove Shark and
there.
Gainesville.
Yeah, no, never.
That's funny.
Damn.
I was a Groove Shark user.
I was only
Me
a
too.
Pandora guy. I didn't know about
Pandora.
I had
Sansa
all
or
that
Groove
shit.
Shark.
Still what LeBron uses to this day, commercial based too.
I feel like
That's
I was early
insane.
on Napster.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
What was the first shit
Yeah.
you downloaded on Napster? I have a call for
Biscuit.
it.
Oh
One
shit!
Biscuit.
I can't even remember.
I remember mine. It was a South Park skit.
Okay.
This was like a.
Oh, so you had this is LimeWire then, right? Or no, Napster had
It was
video.
Napster.
No,
I
they
used
had-
LimeWire too.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
on
it was all peer to peer. I just downloaded SoulSeek the other day, so
Nice.
Nice.
SoulSeek still hits crazy. I met many homies
It
on
was
those
basically
chats.
just like a South Park, them waiting at the bus stop, chef pulling up. I think it's from like the first
Okay.
episode.
Yeah.
But it's dubbed over with the Budweiser Waza commercial.
Wait, you did videos on Napster?
You could,
I'm
yeah. I
pretty
think
sure
LimeWire
you can
definitely.
get in there.
LimeWire
You
for
can-
sure.
I remember when I was
Can we look that
13.
up? I don't remember.
Yeah.
that.
The
No,
day I
my,
turned 13, I downloaded the video for Wheatus Teenage Dirtbag, and it took longer
yeah.
than my birthday to download. The next day I watched
I
it.
just
and
remember
was
like trying to download something and getting something completely
Yeah, you
different.
Oh,
smoked
yeah.
you smoked
all
a
the
cig?
time.
Yeah.
Hated that.
I always thought that was.
Oh my god.
I remember watching this on like my home
I remember
computer.
downloading videos on LimeWire. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I never did on Napster.
What I would do is I would download like 20 songs or something like that. I'd make a mixtape and burn it to a CD, but I would put little interludes. So I remember very specifically on one of my favorites, track 5 was was the Family Guy MC Hammer cover of "Can't Touch This,"
Oh.
or about like diplomatic immunity when Peter Griffin becomes like a diplomat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like, but just you'd have like maybe like a Kanye song or something like that, then like Slipknot, but then it was like like a skit from South Park or something like that. That was
Speaking
the best
of
way
this ties that together. I got in trouble. The first time I got in trouble for things on the computer was
Oh,
I
dude.
downloaded the South Park movie soundtrack on I think LimeWire.
Nice.
And my mom was like, "What is this?" Because I was listening to the chef song on that.
Did you get the
Suck on
letter?
my choc- What?
Did you get the letter?
I never got the letter.
We got a letter recently at my house.
I got
Really?
2 of those.
Recently,
Still?
like in the last few months.
They're still cooking.
'cause
Are,
my
are you
landlord-
guys on VPNs or anything?
Yeah,
like
you're not
that?
rocking
You guys are
VPNs?
just
Well, I don't do
logged
that
on again?
stuff.
You're naked
But,
on the internet?
No, my landlord asked me like, "Did you download?" And it said South Park episode. I was like, I would tell you it wasn't me. Family Guy, yes.
He knows it's you. He's
Yeah.
like,
Wait, so who do you
Come
think
on.
did it?
I don't know. Maybe I don't want to say any names. But
Yeah, maybe someone.
there's an upstairs tenant who I think it must have been,
Yeah,
but it weren't me.
Y'all
It
gotta
won't
be on the
be.
VPN game.
I mean, I wasn't when I was 15 or whatever, but my dad was fuming when he got the official looking letter that was like, your son has downloaded the Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind soundtrack. And he's like, you listen to fucking John Bryan?
Pissed him out?
Yeah.
That's so sick.
I also made a mixed CD for someone recently, and I put the first track was the Melodious Moping from.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
But yeah, speaking of illegal services, I know, are you on League Pass? Speaking of going the other way,
Of course.
I recently got a sketchier way to get League Pass. I got you.
Okay.
Discord that is pristine.
Oh, really?
I'll invite you to it. Yeah.
So
It's sick.
no,
We got
just
League Pass. We got Red Zone. All the joints.
Yeah, I'm in there. It's good.
Yeah, I got that.
I'm intrigued. I'm sharing my league pass with like 2 other people, but it does make it cheaper.
Are you paying off season?
No,
I always forget.
No, we cut off YouTube TV for the summer pretty much. So
That's actually not it. Oh, so you're on YouTube TV?
yeah, YouTube
Man,
because that's
you're
very
serious
slick. It's
about it.
very slick. Like
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm on my couch. I don't want to deal with like Discord's mirroring. On
Oh yeah, there's a
Oh,
lot
dude,
of mirroring
it's-
involved in what I
because
do.
it always lags that way.
Yeah.
It's so choppy.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm always.
Thank you for the invite.
I go direct in. I'm not out
Okay.
here playing it.
Well, I got direct. I have Ethernet right to my PC for my Fortnite needs.
You're
and
on. You're on Fortnite.
Of course.
Hell
of course.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I can't when it gets to the TV. It's like
We're on the Warzone more, but I've been playing Fortnite lately. You play Fortnite, the creative one,
I
where
haven't
it's
played
like it's like some kids. It's like kind of like Toy Story, where you're like the map is like somebody's bedroom, and it's like all the different gun games and different things. But it's so sick.
sounds cool.
You gotta look it up. Fortnite.
I'll play that. Yeah.
Getting nutty.
Oh my
It's the kill
god.
streak. I'm getting nutty.
Nice. You want to land this plane for us, babe?
I don't even know where to land it.
Yeah, I was like, we're not talking about the movie. We're talking about video games
Covering
now.
a lot of ground here.
I think. I don't know.
Oh wait, what do we got?
This
How
is
about
all-
this? Where's this stack in your grail of comedy for you guys? And is there anything above it that feels like you need to mention? I know we got something above something about Mary over here, but
I would almost argue though that Dumb and Dumber is funnier,
I mean,
and
yeah,
I just enjoy.
minute for
There's
minute
something
laugh.
about Mary.
yeah,
more.
you ride the
I said with
story
that.
harder.
That's
Yeah.
a hard. I would have needed a little bit more time
my
to
bad.
prepare.
I
that.
should've
Yeah, I
prepped you
didn't
on
want to
that.
spring that
This is
on.
in my top 3.
It's 100% in my top 5.
I was like,
It's
what's
easily
going,
in my
what's
top
going on
10,
in your letterbox
easily.
though? Are you is Dumb and Dumber in your letterboxed?
I am on Letterboxd, but
Yeah, what does your top look like?
I can't remember how to log into it, so I haven't made an entry since like 2020.
I'm bad about it. I just started and have already forgotten to do so many.
Yeah, I was like, I'm about 3 or 4 movies behind it. But
Yeah, I need to get
I was
back
good.
on
I get
that.
This
good.
is my
I hit.
letterboxd.
Well,
That's true.
it does
Yeah,
help when
We
you
do
have a
Letterboxd, the New York Times word game now. It's really
Yeah.
weird they called it that.
Yeah.
have a game?
What's up with that?
Yeah, there's like it's like Wordle
Oh, but it's
connections.
not Letterboxd.
Letterboxd.
No, it's literally just a box with letters on the sides of it, and you need to like form.
Oh, we can't do
words.
that.
But they knew that this is
They
it's
knew.
been trending.
They came out.
Yeah.
Of that.
It's true.
Ugh.
True.
Damn.
But it's top 3 for me. And I know my other 2 as well.
Hit.
Charles,
Yeah, let's go.
Wet Hot American Summer,
Oh,
Okay.
classic.
hell yeah.
and American Movie,
Really?
Oh, I love
which
American
is
movie.
hard to call it a comedy, but it's.
I mean, it is
It
hilarious.
is. It is.
Damn. That's an interesting third.
I want
I love American
I
Movie.
want to
It's
answer this
classic.
question, but I
That's
feel like
definitely a
I,
filmmaker's
Wayne's World
movie.
is Wayne's World's above
Those are
it
my
for me.
guys
Yeah.
right there.
Those are the
That's
guys.
probably number 1 for me.
Hell yeah.
Wisconsin Pride.
The
I've been seeing a lot of.
the
there was
scream,
Wisconsin.
the scream scene
guys
is
seen
just
it?
like so good.
It's great.
I'm
You
gonna
need,
fucking
you need to
awesome.
watch this like tonight
Watch it
Yeah.
when you
ASAP.
get home. Like,
I will.
But yeah, I think Wayne's World is the only thing in terms of like '90s comedy that takes this from.
So what? It's super bad. Wayne's World. Dumb
Super
and
Bad
Dumber.
is number 1. Period.
Well, that's what I was like. I was
That's
like,
a
I
good-
know,
that's a
you're
good
number
one.
one, and I was just like, if
Yeah.
this is above Dumb and Dumber, then it's like that makes you top.
Super
3.
Bad definitely is. It leaps and bounds better than any of these.
Superbad's not
Leaps
cracking
and
my top
bounds,
20.
that's
I'm sorry.
Not even
Holy
20?
shit,
Damn.
What the hell?
Okay, I'm putting Superbad in my top 10 for comedy.
Let's go.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
the
that's a
what we were
big one
talking
for
about
me.
before off pod, like the recency or
Yeah.
Pre-
Okay. So you do
yeah.
like you're like the mid '80s to mid '90s vibe,
respect the
like
classics,
that.
man. That's,
Damn. No old folks movies.
I think I'm gonna go Happy Gilmore for my.
oh yeah, I mean we
yeah.
didn't even get to
That, wait, that's your
Madison,
pinnacle.
obviously.
I've been. I'm not prepared for this question, but I'm thinking about that pocket of movies like mid '90s comedies, and it's right there for me. It's like
Yeah.
that's the one I've seen the most times. It's got the hockey stuff. My dad's a huge hockey guy.
Okay.
Just watching all that.
Well, I have a similar thing with the Sandler ones. Like I like
Yes.
The Wedding Singer better but I think Happy Gilmore
so
is funnier.
fucking good.
Yeah, okay.
It's,
I was like, yeah.
yeah, you're right about that.
I
Yeah.
have a favorite Sandler movie that kind of throws people off.
Yeah, what is it?
It's Mr. Deeds.
I
Mr.
love
Deeds
Mr. Deeds.
is
I
your
love
fave?
Mr. Deeds. I'm gonna say
Mr. Deeds is if you were to line up like Sandler's first like let's say 15 movies.
Dude, I rewatched it.
I'm picking Mr. I'm picking
I thought you were
Deeds.
going like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go Punch Drunk Love or like Uncut Gems or something. I thought you were going like radical curveball.
No
but-
way.
Very, very.
Yeah,
sweet.
Johnny
Dude, so
Turturro.
all these movies, all the Carey movies, all the Sandler movies, all the Chris Farley
Austin
movies.
Powers.
They all
Some of my
hit.
top
Check
five.
it out.
Austin
all
Powers.
Well, I mean, I was like,
I'm
all
even
the
a
way
big
higher than
Stiller
Superbad for
guy.
me.
Damn.
Tommy Boy's above, right?
Oh yeah.
See, then we're talking
Well,
about
yeah.
Superbad might
cinema.
never cross top 50 for me. Not to keep harping.
But you know
on
what
it.
my number one is? You know what my number one is
My bad,
Hot
Judd.
Rod.
It's all good.
Hot
Hot Rod is
Yeah.
really good, but I don't know
This
about
just
number
hit me
one.
at the right time. I was like
Okay.
in middle school when it came
Yeah.
out.
That's how I
Alright.
feel about Deeds. Is that I just remember like being obsessed with Frosties after the plane scene.
Yeah.
To just being like
I've never seen this movie.
the only
Oh,
way
it's
I
just
know.
hilarious.
It's great.
Danny
It's really
McBride
good.
early on.
Yeah,
Like,
Danny
he's
McBride's
he's really good in it.
Andy Samberg. It's like a Lonely Island
Okay,
before the
okay.
Lonely Island kind
I
of.
do
Yeah.
love
But I was
Danny
like, it was a little
McBride.
bit before they were on a boat, I believe.
Yeah, Hot Rod has such a like
That's you?
following.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm
that
a
I've
big
seen.
It's got a
Danny
cult
McBride
following.
guy.
Yeah.
Tenacious D movie is
I mean,
crazy.
it's got Will Arnett in it too.
Okay, not the
This is a
funniest.
classic.
Not the funniest movie. I mean, it's funny, but it's not like laughs per minute funny. It's School of Rock is really high for me.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, of course, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
another one that I'm like, that movie's better than it's funny
it
for
is
me.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also
That's Linklater, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
Linklater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, back on the Sandman tip. Y'all fuck with Click?
Yeah.
We
Cried
watched
to
it.
Click.
We actually watched it on the Quicksand tour.
You ever cried to Click?
I really got real vulnerable right there. I
I
was
watched
like,
it in Nebraska.
Damn, shout
I
out
feel like-
Click. I think, yeah, fuck it. All right, well,
I watched that movie. Sorry, I know you're both trying to wrap up.
No, hit
I
it.
watched that movie, Sleep Deprived. It was the third movie I had seen, like a marathon. Me and my homie stayed up all night when we were like 15 or whatever, and watched it after watching two other movies, and the end just like ruined me. I was just like, I need to go to bed, and I'm just like thinking about this too much. And then I slept for like, I think 15 hours.
well. Speaking of crying, are y'all open movie criers, or you try to hide it at first?
I don't really care.
It took me a
really
lot
care
of
either.
years to not hide it.
I have a girlfriend who's never going to break up with me, so I can't really
Whoa,
be I can't be
wow.
embarrassed.
You know
at this
what? I
point.
wasn't
wow,
gonna
we're
bring this up on
going
pod.
to clip that
I wasn't
out.
gonna bring this up on pod, but I'm gonna do it.
Damn, Heyman has a lot more powerful.
I was
than
like,
you
yo,
can imagine.
Hayden's
Shut up,
on
punch
the
the
field.
club.
Trump up, yeah.
Before you got here, we were talking
That's
about,
that mattress,
Hayden's
man.
coming, blah, blah, blah. And Tharp said, this is very endearing.
Oh, wow.
They have the cutest relationship. I love all the what did you say?
yeah,
They're all kind of
Hi,
like
Zoe.
piggybacking.
Yeah, there's like you guys are like somehow people keep taking pictures of you like where you're like somebody's on somebody's shoulder, she's piggybacking on you.
Just different
like,
type of gymnastics
When
pics.
we got
Yeah.
home from tour yesterday, we were the last two left in the van, and she couldn't even wait upstairs. She was like downstairs outside the
I love
apartment.
that.
Oh, I
Cutest.
love that.
That's low-key
I saw them like
adorable.
sprinting
Cutest
back
relationship.
together.
Another pound.
So yeah, crying to movies. I'm just like
You're on it.
I'm very in touch with my emotions now.
Wow. Listen,
Godzilla,
folks.
Godzilla, the Godzilla movie
Minus
that just
Yeah,
came
minus
out.
one.
Shed a few.
Cried.
I saw that recently too. Forgot to mention.
It didn't get me, but
Didn't get me either.
I love a cry.
There was
Yeah,
some context involved with this, but last time I cried watching a movie was on a plane, Coco. And I wasn't
Yeah,
even
but I mean-
watching it. My girlfriend was watching it, and she had subtitles on. I was reading what was happening, and I was just like, again, there was shit going on, but it was just like I was out. It's just like
It's
this.
Marley and me.
Yeah,
for me.
that's
my
a
cry
touching
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Coco is
Coco
a cry.
for
Like
sure.
you can turn that on midway through and you're still crying in Coco. So.
Yeah,
I've
any
never
dog,
seen
any
it.
dog movie will get
Secret
me.
Window when the dog dies.
Dude, straight up.
Window?
Yeah, that's an interesting
I
All
one.
won't even
right.
watch Marley and Me. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I'm never gonna watch that movie. Sorry.
Yeah, that's an instant cry. I'll just start crying at the beginning. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for coming.
Cool.
To the
Thanks for
last
having us.
episode in this
Oh
studio.
yeah, this season finale.
We'll be in a different space in the World Trade Center. Everybody come.
Yeah.
Floor
Thank you for
70.
watching.
Yeah, I,
Floor 70.
Guys, Cartwheel is out now on Third Man Records. Fucking stream that shit. Thank you for fucking coming and hanging out. Really means a lot.
Maybe we'll do something like this again soon. Who can say?
call me up.
It's possible.
Scheming.
We love movies. So.
Hell yeah. All right,
Thanks
y'all.
so much for having us.